Hello friends and welcome to Commodity Outlook. My name is Jateen Trivedi, the senior research analyst with LKP Commodities and Currencies. For this week we are looking at bullion prices on the little bit of the weaker side. The point of resistance can be at the levels of around 50,500 to 50,400, very strongly on the higher side, and on the lower side we can expect the prices to touch at the levels of around 49,500. And if and all the prices slips below 49,500, we can see a strong sharp downside rally towards the levels of 49,000 and even 48,800 odd levels for this week. Silver prices till the time they are holding 61,000 looks a little bit on the sideways trend between the levels of 61,000 to 62,500, but looks highly likely that it will follow the suit of gold prices and it might slip below 61,000 as well and try to test the levels of around 60,000 for this week. So for this week we are little bit on the weaker side for bullions. Now coming to the energy spec, both the energy spec, crude and natural gas, look quite bullish for this week. The prices of crude can be bullish till the time they are holding the levels of around 3100, and till the time they are holding the level 3100, it is advisable to buy it on dips for the targets of around 3250 to around about 3300 for this week. Speaking about the natural gas prices, couple of factors which are quite positive for natural gas, which is developing on a positive note, is that the US dollar index is on the weaker side, so it will help the natural gas prices on the higher side. Now the winter session, as it has kicked in, it has been updated that it can be a little bit on the colder side on the northern regions, which will be quite supportive for the prices, as there can be issues for the supplies and the inventory numbers might come on the weaker side, might be on the negative side as well going ahead into the winter session. So one can accumulate natural gas prices at these levels. Speaking about the levels, 250, which it was recent highs, and it has corrected almost more than 20% recently, so it looks like quite lucrative at this prices, and the winter session coldness is not priced in yet, so one can try to accumulate this commodity right now at the levels of around 200, keeping a modest stop loss below 195 194, and for a quick rally towards the levels of around 210 to 220 for this week can be priced in. And going ahead, we can also see the targets of around 225 to 230 coming along in the further weeks ahead. Now speaking about the last segment, which is the base metal index is also showing some weakness on the from the higher side, as the copper prices, zinc prices, and other base metals are also slipping on the lower side. Copper can be a little bit on the selling side, so it is advisable to go short in the copper from the levels of around 556 to 557, keeping a stop loss above 560. Zinc prices look a little bit weak as well, so one can go short at the levels of around 210 212, keeping a stop loss of around 214 on the lower side. You can aim for the targets of around 205 to 204 for this week. So broadly I would just give you a review, a summary about the weekly outlook. That is, bullions and base metal look a little bit on the weaker side, so it is advisable to sell on rise in bullions and base metals. And on the energies front, one can buy it on dips or at current levels as well for the targets of around 3250 to 3300 on crude, and 210 to 220 on natural gas. So this is about it from me, guys, for this week. Hope to catch you all next week. Happy trading and stay home and stay safe.